Today, we're going to be following the career of the greatest quarterback ever. And believe it or not, no, I do not mean Tommy DeVito. I'm talking about the quarterback that I created, Joe Jackson. And spoiler alert, he is very, very good. We have him as a draftable player, as we're going to see him get drafted by whoever ends up as the #1 overall pick. And we're going to be following his career from there. But to get the ratings for Joe Jackson, we pulled from every single quarterback in the NFL and took the very best attributes from each of those players and added it to Joe Jackson, where Lamar Jackson pretty much contributed all of his athleticism ratings with speed, excel, agility, change of direction. His awareness is also up there. I don't know if his was the highest. I can't remember. I think it might have been Mahomes at 99. Juke ability ratings, pretty much all from Lamar Jackson. Then we, of course, took the tankiness from Josh Allen. Obviously, all that trucking, the stiff arm, the break tackle, his injury. We took Mahomes' throw on the run, throw under pressure, and his toughness with his awareness. We took Joe Burrow's accuracy, which I believe was the highest at every single rating, short, medium, and deep. We took Rodgers' stamina, because apparently he has the highest stamina in the game. And then I also forgot, we also took the throw power off of Josh Allen. So basically, Joe Jackson is just a mixture of Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Aaron Rodgers, which is really weird to throw Rodgers' name in there, first stamina of all things, but hey, rules are rules. The winner of the Super Bowl is the Eagles, not that you probably care. We're going to be entering the draft here with a very interesting situation because the first overall pick team is actually a team that probably doesn't need quarterback. Another thing would have been interesting is would a team that had a really good quarterback, let's say, maybe not really good, but like, where's a team that would be kind of like middle of the pack? Like the Broncos here, they have a decent quarterback in Bo Nix, right? 77 overall star dev. You could definitely use that. Maybe, let's see, who would be like a better choice here? Maybe the Jaguars, because they're like, I would say that. You know what? The Commanders. Would the Commanders just keep Jaden Daniels because they should? Or would they see through that and be like, okay, this Joe Jackson guy is unbelievable. He's the greatest player of all time. What do I do? You know, let's take a look at these ratings. You see A across the board. You see a 4.33 40, A at every rating. Like the other ones you don't know about, but those are all B's as well. Generational on top of generational on top of generational. But regardless of the point, is it going to be the Patriots that take him first overall? And it will be. The New England Patriots have drafted yet again the greatest quarterback of all time. In the NFL world is not happy. Of course, Joe Jackson coming out there, greeting the commissioner of the NFL. Commissioner, in a couple of years, about 4 or 5 years, will be making about half the money that Joe Jackson will be making, maybe a third of that, as Joe's probably going to be worth $100 million per. It's just bound to happen. But let's sim the rest of this draft and move on to the Patriots. So sadly, they wouldn't let me actually look at the draft recap, but here is Joe Jackson in all his glory. 99 throw power, 94 deep, 96 medium, 99 short, 98 play action and throw under on the run, 96 under pressure, 99 awareness, 98 break sack, a whole lot of speed. Just unbelievable. Wearing number 4 apparently. I don't know if that's the number I would say, but 6'4", 230 I feel like is like kind of the best possible height and weight combo you can get for a QB, and he looks amazing. I also may have made Joe's arms a bit too beefy. He's looking like a tank. Look at these arms. 1,000 yards thrown through the air in one simple flick of the wrist. That's crazy. This is probably going to end up in an utter failure, but I am going to come into the game and see if we can get some highlight plays of Joe. Let's take that throw. That's a really good throw, and Baker catches it coming back to the ball. What a dime. Yeah, that's quite the throw you got there. Receivers aren't that great, but hell of a throw. You can't defend that. Can't get that ball off, unfortunately. Drop back a little hard. Anyone else getting deja vu? Just me? Okay. Oh, that's a wide open receiver. On the money. Perfect throw. Yeah, Joe's pretty good at throwing the ball. All right, read option. I mean, they almost always read the QB. Let's see. I'm still going to keep it no matter what. There goes Joe. Look at Joe with the speed. Juke move. Slips off a tackler to the 48. What a play. Yeah, I mean, he's good. He's pretty good. He maybe scramble out for something this time. Oh, he's got room. Spin move didn't really work. Yeah, Joe Jackson's pretty good. All right, back to the point of the video. But this is what the starting lineup looks like. Of course, Polk is now normal dev, so is Baker. I don't know what their actual devs are and if they drop down because we have dev regression on, but I have to put dev regression on. Otherwise, a guy like Joe Jackson, starting off as a 99 overall, might not retire until the NFL literally ends. And yes, he is that talented, and maybe that is legitimate. But in this case, I don't want that to happen, so we're going to have dev regression on. What's deserved is deserved based on EA's thought process. I'm not going to intervene in any way at all. And yeah, let's begin this long sim following the greatest, most talented quarterback of all time, Joe Jackson. Watch him end with 0 Super Bowls because he's stuck at the Patriots. And the Patriots actually do make the playoffs in year one. I really wonder if Joe just carried. With this scheme, 34 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 3,600 yards. Rushing, another 500 on the ground with 3 touchdowns. Don't know if that's Rookie of the Year, but I would imagine it's Rookie of the Year. He actually made number 7 on MVP, so yeah, it's maybe time to look out, because he's coming. He's coming. He's number 3 already, Pro Bowler, year 1 as a rookie. Maybe a playoff winner in year 1 as well. Let's see, it's the Ravens, a tough task, really low overall here with the Patriots. But they win. They beat the Ravens. Now they got the Jets. Is Joe Jackson too much for the league? Now taking on the Bengals. And I think they lost, right? If it says extended, that means the season's over. They're not going to extend you while the playoffs are still going on. I'm pretty sure. What a hell of a run, though. You know, let's take a look at that run real quick. Playoff schedule. We have the us versus the Jets. Actually, there was another game in there, wasn't there? 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. The wild card round, of course, against the Ravens. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And then the final game, kind of feeling like he might have choked this one, though. And not really. Not as good as the other games, but still not really. Yeah, get this guy some help. Get this, not like professional help like that. Get him some talent. The Patriots did the polar opposite. Of course, they could have signed some free agents then to help Joe Jackson. They drafted not a single offensive player. Okay. Looking at the landscape of the roster, they did nothing in the offseason to help the offense. Like, at all. They did nothing. Oof. I don't know about this one, Chief. Back in the playoffs against the Ravens. Let's take a quick look at the stats and awards, which I'm going to be honest with you, probably don't need to look at those awards, as they are not going to be good enough stats to win anything. Maybe even barely in the top. Yeah, number 6 for best QB. We kind of know a few things here and there, so probably not going to look when it's pretty blatantly obvious that he's not going to win any awards. And we unfortunately lose round 1. No point in looking at that, because that was a really bad run for us compared to last year when he was actual rookie. Hey, they did it. They added a tight end, an offensive player, and a tackle. 86 speed Roman Tucker, 6'4". Got themselves a little vertical threat tight end. Okay, fair enough. Finally helping out Joe. Mama. Also a wide receiver, Warren Oliver. Hidden dev as well. 12-5, another playoff-bound season. You can't tell me that this isn't just Joe carrying this team. You know, he's playing for a team that isn't really in the running very often in the playoffs in Sim, and yet here they are, playoff-bound again and again and again. Number 6 for MVP. Pretty good year, I suppose. Oliver, Rookie of the Year as well. Number 3, Pro Bowler again, so 2 Pro Bowls now in his career. Also did win the Rookie of the Year award, obviously. And here we are against the Colts. Pretty classic matchup all time between these two teams. And another round 1 loss. How do we have such a good start year 1 and then just last 2 not so great? Joe was good. Not amazing, but good. And the team just wasn't good enough to win, I guess. Back to the drawing board. Also, kind of getting close already to him potentially needing a contract. He likely resigns, but maybe not. Who knows? Maybe he's like, I'm already sick of it. I'm not doing it. Like, looking back, I can't remember how good. Like, Stafford was pretty good early on. But, like, if your team really sucks, how do you keep re-signing there? Is it, like, loyalty and, you know, the money, the guaranteed money's right in front of you? How do you turn that down? You know, like, as a human being, if you're offered $40 million per year guaranteed or close to that, how do you decline that? Even if you have a pretty good idea you can make that or more in free agency, I don't know. Like, I don't know if the human body, it's not like trying to bite your own finger. I heard that's impossible or something. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend trying it. The Colts win a Super Bowl. But that kind of situation, maybe? I don't freaking know. But let's move on to the draft. This conversation got real weird. A lot of money, too, so they should be able to afford the QB. Another completed draft sees an offensive lineman in the first round, a free safety in the second round, a running back in the third, a QB in the fifth. I don't know, they're like, we can't afford this guy. We got to start planning for the future, which of course was me joking, but they've already paid him. So I guess a fifth round quarterback, you think you got yourself a really good QB that could be a good backup. The fifth round's not that high. And I was thinking this is the first year where we don't make the playoffs. No, we have a bye week. The Chiefs missed the playoffs. There's a legitimate chance that this team could be Super Bowl bound, which once again, I never see the Patriots win a Super Bowl, like ever. I obviously don't play long enough to see that. Maybe 10 years from now they win every single Super Bowl for all I know. But Joe Jackson, I mean, the picks are a little high. Touchdowns are a little low. Yards are a little average. But the running back did kind of steal a lot of that. Warren looks pretty good. Warren Oliver. The scheme isn't helping anybody's case, but the whole point is following his career. You know, if he ended up joining like the Bears or something, who usually don't put up crazy passing yards, even though, yeah, Caleb's actually put some numbers up. You know, whatever. Insert respective bad passing yard playbook. It's just how it goes. You know, we're following the career. I'm not rebuilding anybody. Let's take a look. They beat the Raiders. So if they beat the Bills, they're in the Super Bowl. And they don't. They lose. No Super Bowl for Joe. Still insanely disappointed. Insanely disappointing that, what the, oh, I looked at the wrong one. I was like, what the hell is going on? Wait, no, I didn't. Wait, what is this glitch? What is actually happening here? Excuse me? Let's just do this. Maybe this will fix it. Yeah, I don't know what the hell was going on there. Am I crazy or was it actually glitching? Joe Jackson, definitely not a great performance. Big reason why this team lost. Another draft, another lacking on the offensive side of the ball. Chad Stapleton, really solid looking safety in fairness, but not going to help you win Super Bowls, in my opinion. We've been a little bit over, half a decade now in the league? About to be half a decade here. Joe Jackson's ratings, of course, not going up because he is already maxed, so that is kind of the downside of that, but basically, you know, max is kind of the point of that. But this is what the team looks like as of right now. We'll take these, you know, kind of, if you want to call them quarterly, halfly type of looks at the squad. Barmore's back at star. Didn't change the XP sliders. I kind of want to see what happens when you just run them on base. According to, you know, what we're seeing as of right now, it looks okay, I think. You know, EA doesn't really want many of those high 90s or like, well, not high 90s, high 80s, low 90s. So far, so good, I think. And the first time since Joe Jackson was drafted, the New England Patriots missed the playoffs. And ironically enough, it's arguably his best season yet. 41 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 4,100 yards. And this is the year they missed. Adonai Mitchell is a new wide receiver of the team. I didn't even notice that. MVP, number 6. I think that is his highest ranking, if I'm not mistaken. I think 6, 7, or 8 was his highest before then. Best QB, Drake May's a Raider, and ironically enough, right above Joe Jackson, so stealing a Pro Bowl spot there from him. I kind of want to see if the coaching staff is the same, because those are his best numbers, and obviously we haven't changed anything ratings-wise, and it's still the same. Pick 15, the highest we've seen, I think, so far by a lot. And, you know, we're all the way in the 4th round until we see an offensive player. This team really loves their defense. I will say the offensive line does look pretty good. They got Onwenu as a guard, but Sewell is on the team, which is awesome. Oliver is a superstar wide receiver 1. Defensively, a lot of nothing going on here, I'll admit. A lot of randomness. Gonzalez still star dev, but yeah, I can maybe see why they're drafting and trying to develop so much into the defensive side of the ball. That is where it's weakest. Oh, damn, the Patriots are 16-1. Where did this season come from? Who's the one loss? The Browns of all teams. Wow, there you go. The Patriots are back on top. Let's take a look at the numbers. Got to be great numbers from Joe. Not really. I mean, yes, the touchdown pick ratio is amazing, but the touchdowns are kind of low. Oh, because Edwards yoinked them all. Fair enough. Receivers, not really the best stuff. Could still get some awards based on, like, efficiency, which, yeah, number 6 for MVP. Best QB award should be on the list at number 4, unfortunately. Edwards, best running back. You're welcome. That's what Joe's probably saying. But at this point, Joe just wants to win a ring. I wouldn't blame him. I would want to win a ring too. Steelers, 9-8. Our overall is still really low, though, but we're winning. Quarterback must mean that much, right? We win. Now it's against the freaking Raiders, in which it seems like they have won, right? There's no extension unless they're just like, we don't want you anymore. And it is. And wow, it is a Seahawks-Patriots rematch. We're going to go in. First Super Bowl win, if we even ever get one, we got to go in and watch those games. Edwards gets the superstar, which is pretty nice. Tucker and Oliver looking like pretty good options. Mason Smith looking pretty damn good. Let's go into this game against the Steelers. See if Joe Jackson will win a Super Bowl. You got to win at least one Super Bowl to be the GOAT. You know, you can be a legend like Dan Marino, but you can't be the GOAT without at least a few Super Bowls, let alone one. Going to the end of the game. Seattle, 2 opportunities on that kind of series, if you will, and they got it. 21-3, 21-10, 28-10. Yeah, this Seahawks team is killing the Patriots defense right now. 35-17. And that will be a very much so dominating revenge tour. 45-17. I mean, that wasn't even relatively close. Like, that was just a complete blowout. So look at the numbers. Joe Jackson. Yeah, 3 interceptions from Joe Jackson. That is going to do it. That is usually going to be enough to lose. Couple of offensive linemen from the Patriots in this one. Still thinking that they're missing like a true great wide receiver threat. Maybe they got one. Maybe the Oliver's not alone here. But I kind of feel like that's not the case. Douglas, if anything, it's the opposite. They're actually losing some of the kind of stars they have around here. Edwards is also going to start regressing soon. Joe Jackson at 28 years old, still an X factor though. You know, he hasn't regressed in dev, so that's a good sign. All right, back in the playoffs, nowhere near as successful as the last season, but still 10-7. Similar to kind of quarterbacking, which, I mean, it's not bad, it's not great, but it's good. You know, you could have said it's not good, not bad. No. Didn't make the top 10 MVP list, so maybe it wasn't good. Maybe it wasn't even good. Yeah, it wasn't even good. 10th for QB is not good. This scheme is lowering this team, anchoring it away from being the team, from being good. And wow, yeah, if I was Joe, I'd be gone. I would be gone. He is being completely sold here. All right, draft recap. We have ourselves a... Oh my god, this draft sucked. This guy better be like 6'5" to be that slow. 6'2". They really like Jalen Polk, even though they never developed him, huh? Okay. Drafted another Jalen Polk after the last Jalen Polk experiment didn't work is surely something. This team's cooked. They don't know how to draft. Ooh, 4-13 season, though. That's pretty bad. Wait, who the hell is this? Wait, is Joe gone? Joe's gone. Where is he? Joe? 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 Does anyone see Joe? Oh, there he is. He's a lion. Okay, yeah, it's... Okay, I'll be over there in a moment. I did not expect him to be gone. Why is he gone? I mean, hey, it looks like it worked out. Joe Jackson's on a team that maybe knows how to win, perhaps. Weird, like, I mean, say that 10 years ago, IRL, and you're like, huh? Yeah, they're 6-11 anyways. It didn't even change anything. Joe Jackson is a Detroit Lion. All right, there he goes. I did not think that he would be a free agent. What was the contract they gave him? Because it was almost like a 4-year deal, but a 4-year after the 8th year. I guess maybe it does make sense. I have no idea what contract they gave him. But he's now a Lion. Obviously, it didn't really seem to change much because they still suck. But sure, I guess that's new. I got to look at NFC side now. Best QB, number 2. It's his highest ranking, I suppose. What about MVP? Got to be his highest ranking for MVP as well. Yeah, number 4. Okay, I mean, personal success-wise, a better location. But at 6-11, one of his worst seasons yet. Actually, his worst season, because that 4-13 season with the Patriots doesn't count because he wasn't there. Ooh, the Lions. Okay, outside linebacker, sure, doesn't really help the offense, but a running back, 79 overall, CJ Eubanks, hidden. We know that Jahmyr Gibbs isn't here because one of the AFC teams we played on the way to the Super Bowl, I believe, or maybe it was a Super Bowl team that wasn't the Lions. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I've seen Gibbs not on the Lions. That's all I can say. I'm pretty sure about that. They also get another lineman as well. Not bad. Some picks. But here's what this squad looks like. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown's got to be pretty old by now. Yeah, 33 years old, 84 speed. Oh, wow, that is really slow. Offensive line looks pretty good. Running back, obviously, brand new guy. Torrance, how young is he? 27. Yeah, not really that great. Tight end looks decent. Probably another guy that's on the older side, 85 overall. Quincy is 28 years old. Okay, so a lot of older guys on this team that aren't going to really develop anywhere from here. Defensively, what do we got? Aiden Hutchinson's still here looking strong, 32, 33 years old himself probably. Craig is good. They've got a couple of options. I mean, on paper, they probably look better than the Patriots, right? Not by much, but probably. Joe Jackson, 13-4 with the Lions. Will he get an actual Super Bowl win, though? Ooh, he might get an MVP win. 45 touchdowns, 6 picks, 4,600 yards is amazing. Eubanks, who looks great, did not play great. Amon-Ra St. Brown had himself a year. Man, it's going to go downhill as soon as he's gone, huh? Joe Jackson wins MVP. All right. He's on his way to doing things. All right. Eubanks still wins Rookie of the Year. Must have had a crazy receiving season. Best QB, best wide receiver. 13-4. Unfortunately, not going to get the bye week, but still, going against the 9-8 Giants, you still like your odds, even if you do have to play in week 1, and for good reason. But now you have to play the Cowboys, and you don't like your odds because the Cowboys' playbooks are busted. And for good reason, you don't feel good about it because you lose. 20-13, no touchdowns, but he didn't throw any picks. Just not enough touchdowns, unfortunately. Really disappointing stuff. Let's go now to the wildcard round, I guess, since we're already looking. See what they were like in that game. Joe Jackson did well. 5 touchdowns, 0 picks. But regardless of the points, still not a Super Bowl winner. And he's in his 30s now. He's like me. I'm not 30, but I'm getting there. And I don't have a Super Bowl ring. Ooh, wide receiver. They needed this. They needed this. Ricky Alexander, 6 foot tall, 21 years old. Looking really athletic with that 98 acceleration and 93 speed. Really impressive. Let's take a look what his dev is. Superstar. They've got themselves a new superstar coming in. Nice. And we're in the playoffs again. 10-7. Amon-Ra St. Brown still killing it, even as a 34-year-old. Joe Jackson's picks are a little high, but still touchdowns and yards are great. Eubanks is really not looking that good, though. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, 34, still really good, and that's with dev regression on. So, like, he could regress dev-wise literally at any moment, which I actually think Joe Jackson might have. No, he didn't. Okay, just for some reason it's not showing a bazooka there. But let's take a look at the awards. That's not the awards. See the awards. MVP goes to Cam Ward of the Titans. Joe Jackson, number 10. I mean, he's at least on the list, but so far I can't say that Joe is really looking much better than any other quarterback in the league. He's really not, but that's the sim. That's the sim we're going with. The Dallas Cowboys, yeah, I'm sure this will go well for us. We do win, actually. The Saints, 15-2, by the way. And we win against them, too. The Seahawks. They took us out once. We were the Patriots then. Well, Joe Jackson was the Patriots then. I think we've won. We have. It's the Super Bowl. Could you imagine if it's the Patriots? Could you imagine if it was the damn Patriots? It's the Bills. Once again, didn't win the last one, so we got to go into this one. Let's see if Joe Jackson can win an MVP and a Super Bowl in his career. Going to the end of the game. The Detroit Lions get 3. 7-3. 10-7. It's a close game. Halftime will be an extra field goal. 6-point game. That could be enough. Bills won't go away. That will be enough. And the Detroit Lions, led by Joe Jackson, have won a Super Bowl. Joe Jackson on the board. Still could have another near decade in his career left to play. There's still time for him to chase. I don't know what his, statistics need to be, but I would say 4 Super Bowls is a pretty good number to be able to at least start the argument of being better than Brady if you have the numbers, maybe the MVPs to go with it. So he's on his way. He has started the process. Jackson has got one with an MVP. It's taken him a little long, but this could be the domino. This could be the domino effect coming in here. We, of course, see Watkins, not that great, but Joe Jackson wasn't a whole lot better, just didn't throw that pick. Eubanks was okay. A win is a win. That's all that matters. I mean, you knew he was going to find a way, right? Like, you knew he was going to get to a Super Bowl and win one sooner or later. Let's go on to the next season. I wonder when the regression will start, because he's obviously getting in there. He's like 31, 32. He's got 15 upgrade points plus, though, so he can definitely have a little bit of a buffer in between. I just wonder if he'll even regress at all dev-wise, so maybe our whole thought process of him never retiring might still be the case. And Joe is still a 99 overall, but... Oh, did he use all of his upgrade points? Whoa, he's actually kind of regressing hard then. Yeah, he lost 16 points there, and I don't think he has any buffer. He's already used all of them by the age of 32. That is kind of quick, no? And yes, we have dev regression on, but we don't have like rating regression on anything like that. That's all base. That's all normal. So the fact that he hasn't dropped a superstar means this would have happened no matter what. But okay, yeah, I mean, maybe he doesn't have as long as I thought. I guess, 32 years old. He's like 10 years in the league now. It is a long time. I mean, the average NFL career is less than half of that, so I would say the average NFL career at pick 1 overall is a bit higher than that, but, still. Let's take a look at these. There's draft picks. Don't know what this team really needs. Strong safety. I guess safety is the answer. They got 2 safeties in the first 2 rounds. Tight end, not super athletic, though. Maybe some more O-line. Another wide receiver wouldn't hurt, because Amon-Ra probably retired. 35 years old. Could have stuck around, but 35 is usually the cutoff. Yeah, I don't see him, but Alexander's, ready to take his place. I was about to say, yeah, there's no way. For a moment, I was like, yeah, those upgrade points, but yeah, I forgot. They don't show them unless you actually need to use them. I was like, that's a little early. Okay, so he has 14 points. Maybe he will stay around as long as I thought. Okay, we've got a long road ahead of us. Oh, there's a shot here. 15-2 for Joe Jackson, who's finally on the top 3 list for something. Yards, touchdowns, picks are only at 4. That's got to be an MVP season. Problem is, Torrance didn't really do too well, but Riddick, who is the future of the wide receiver position, looks great. That's got to be number 2 for MVP. It is. MVP number 2. All right, that's pretty good. We'll still do a 1-by-1 sims just to see, but we obviously won't go in. If we do make the Super Bowl, which we don't, we lose to a 9-8 team. That is insane. A 9-8 team in the first round we play. Wow, that is disappointing. That is so... I thought this was the run. I thought, he's 32 years old. This is the run. He gives Brady a run for his money in this decade. But nope. All right, the draft is concluded. There was a center and a linebacker and whatnot. But Joe Jackson regressing a little bit more. He has got 11 points left, so that means he had to use 3 or 4 to counteract what he lost during the Super Bowl week. And man, he lost a lot of speed. Down to a 92 speed now, and his throw power is no longer 99. Another really good season, 14-3. Are we in the list? We are not on the list for top 3 again, but Torrance is. Joe Jackson still might have won MVP. That's a really good year. And Eubanks, look at how clean he is. For all the OCD people out there, 1,000 yards in the nose, 4.0 yards per carry. If he would have got 10 touchdowns instead of 13, he would have been the GOAT for us freaks. Joe Jackson, though, is this Aaron Rodgers? I'm just saying, is this Aaron Rodgers? Is this Aaron Rodgers? He's been to 2 Super Bowls, though, so I guess it's more Brett Favre, sort of, but 3 MVPs already. Gotta win. Hey, maybe some things. Maybe it's more Peyton Manning. Is it Peyton Manning? Are we still going? I think we're still in. We're in the Super Bowl now. Come on. More Peyton Manning, but, really, Peyton's second ring doesn't count. I don't care. Don't care how cool he is, how respected he is. Second ring doesn't count. It literally might as well just be a 1 Super Bowl guy. I don't care. I'll say it. All right, what do we got? Joe Jackson, ring or no ring? Ring or no ring? No ring! He's now the LeBron James of the NFL, although he's got to win a couple, but Ah, what a disappointment. And then we got these booty draft picks. First round pick, Kenny Freeman. Cool name. Looks cool. But 5'11", 23-year-old normal dev, 88 speed wide receiver. Why? And he's got injury concerns. Why? And I don't know why I was looking at their draft, because apparently Joe Jackson is a Panther. I don't know if the Panthers have been doing some crazy things, but I think he was definitely better off in Detroit. Let's see. Tell me this guy's good. Okay, he is a 22-year-old X Factor, so maybe this is the guy that brought him in. He's got himself a 22-year-old X Factor with the highest ceiling in the world. The upgrade points are definitely being eaten quite a bit here. It's like 4 upgrade points a season to counteract his regression. But yeah, this offensively does not look like a team that he should have joined. Defensively, it does actually look decent. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would have joined them if I was him, but he's here now. And weirdly enough, I think he was able to keep his number again. Yeah, number 10. Did make the playoffs, though. This guy is quite the carrier. Not like a disease carrier or, something like that. But yeah, he does what he does, right? He got 7 on the MVP list. Still think it was a massive misstep for him to leave the Lions, but maybe they just couldn't afford him. It might not even have been his choice. Going against the Buccaneers as the Panthers. Can he win? He will not win one right away, I'll tell you that much. But was it his fault? Yeah, I think this is the biggest decision mistake he had. If he at least stayed in the Lions, he still would have been having a really good trajectory to be considered one of the greatest of all time just based on MVPs alone. But I think his MVP run might even be done now. I think there's a good chance that is what's going to happen. And they add a bunch of defense, which, I mean, they look good, just not really the positions they need. They need another wide receiver. Joe is now down to 2 upgrades, so that one I think costed him 5 upgrade points, if I'm not mistaken. You can see that it's 109,000 XP for him to get another upgrade point. Doesn't seem like he's losing like speed or anything like that anymore, though, which is pretty good. So we continue to move. Oh, wow. I was like, wait a minute. 11-6, that's good enough for a bye week? You know what it's not? It's not good enough for the playoffs. That is the highest win total I have seen for a team missing the playoffs. 11 wins. And of course you have Dallas, who's 8-9 making the playoffs because they win their division. 11-6 is easily the highest win total I have seen miss the postseason. That is wild. But Joe Jackson could be MVP. He will not be, but he still could have been. It doesn't change the fact that those things could have happened. How good is Beck now? Damn. We barely were here with him, and he's goated already. Joe Jackson effect, baby. 80 overall, all the way up to, 92 was that? No, I don't want weekly awards. I want to see the yearly awards. MVP. Number 3. If he had some more touchdowns, I would have been there. For the NFC side, though, number 2. So, a lot of Pro Bowls. Some individual awards, but yeah, it's getting scarce out here for these playoff wins. Biggest misstep of his career, going to the Panthers. Why would you choose here? Sorry, Panthers fans, but, it hasn't gone well for the quarterback position. The only thing I worry about is I don't know when Joe's going to retire, because he's 35 years old, but he also is still a 99 overall. I don't want to miss out on checking out his stats and awards, but I also don't want to check every single season, so we have some issues. If I start checking now, because I'm afraid he's going to retire, and he doesn't retire until 42, that's a lot of seasons looking through all that. I'm going to guess we can chill till at least he's 38 years old. Once he's 38, then I'm going to start worrying about potential retirement. Hasn't regressed in his career, though, which is pretty good. We have dev regression on this entire time. Watch, he regresses now. All right, he's still a 99 overall. I'm a little surprised by that. Didn't really regress that hard this offseason, it seems. It's still 26 points, but yeah, let's take a look at his ratings. Throw power is still there, speed's still there, accuracies are pretty good still. But now it is, for the rest of his career, time for him to start dropping below 99 overall, which is, it's a new thing for him. He's been a 99 his whole career. Damn near 15 years in the NFL, he's been a perfect 99. All right, not offense, but some pretty good players here. 78 overall corner. Figured he was going to be normal, but he's a freaking 6'4 corner. What do you want? Playoffs. Oh, against his former team. Back in the top 3 for yards. His yards are good. It's just the touchdowns aren't, because this scheme isn't good. Beck is killing it, though. Beck is like, what do you mean? This scheme's great. I don't know what you're yapping about. The Lions have a new QB. I don't see him on the list, but yeah, 7 for MVP. Probably in the Pro Bowl yet again. Beat the Lions, and maybe I feel a little bit better about his decision. I don't think he's going to win another MVP, but whatever gets him Super Bowls, that's what he's missing. And he loses the Lions. Fitting. You did this to yourself, Joe. Losing 10-20. Joe was ass, by the way. He was jawful. Oh my God, that joke was jawful. All right, now tell me that Joe is on another team because he is not on this one. What if he joined the Chiefs? The Chargers. Okay. This could be a moment. He's sick of the NFC. He is going back to his roots, the AFC. They did only go 8-9, but they might have had a crap QB. Well, let's take a look at this team, see what kind of talent they have. 83 overall, McLaughlin, who is 26 years old. Maybe something there if you got a good QB like Joe, maybe carrying him a little bit. Joe is also now officially under a 99 overall. Evan Williams, wow, they need a new wide receiver. What about tight end? Anything going on here? Hitchens, 84 overall. 29. So, yeah, I mean, they're lacking in talent pretty hard right now. What about Allen? Is he anything? 25. I mean, I would start him over the other guy, right? He's at least got some chance. Gets a really good season here. So, I'd do one of these. I'm helping him out a little bit. And then defensively, definitely a bit more of a solid, well-rounded squad. But, yeah, I don't know if this offense is going to have enough juice. If this team wins the Super Bowl, then Joe really is the carry man. 11-6. I mean, he was able to get him 2 more wins, which is better, than they had. Obviously, it's kind of the whole 2 more means. Not a great season for Joe, though, and the running back was terrible. So, yeah, I don't know about our chances here, but I think a lot of the other teams around the league aren't looking too hot either. 84, 85, 86 is kind of the average, which, I got to give them a little bit of credit. We missed the playoffs. They did a decent job this year, I think, balancing the XP sliders. Normally, you have to bump the hell out of them. You probably could just play on base sliders. You really could. And, I mean, even in our user league base sliders, we've got, some of the league's best, even if they're low overalls, developing really quickly. So if those sliders were even higher, it would be even crazier. This is the first year on Madden where outside of edge, I think I bumped a little bit lately, and maybe a little O-line. I haven't really changed the sliders. The XP sliders are actually in a pretty good spot. If anything, you might want to lower them a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, that's why I don't think it really matters too much to keep them on base here. Joe's getting a little older, though. 37 maybe right now, I think. So let's take a look at his stats real quick, just so we don't... we got to get a glance. So, if we show this, and then he retires before we're ready, we could just do the math on the other seasons he had afterwards. But 66,809 yards... 562 touchdowns, 119 picks, a 73% completion percentage, which is insane through this many passes. 115.1 passer rating, which I think right now Rodgers and Mahomes are around like 105, 108, I believe. So all time, according to this. Of course, Joe Jackson, another 7,000 on the ground with 56 touchdowns. Pretty good stuff there. What about his legacy leaderboard? Is he anywhere to be found? He is right up there with Mahomes, who actually has... a billion super... Oh, that's Lamar Jackson. Where's Joe Jackson? Although I will say Lamar Jackson with 0 Super Bowls should probably be even lower than that. But Joe Jackson, 1 Super Bowl, 3 championships, 16 yearly awards, is at 32,000. He's got a ways to go with Mahomes, but he also does have like an extra 6 seasons on him probably to do it. So we'll see what happens. 148 mil, they should easily be able to keep Joe, right? Maybe spend some money in the offseason, actually build a damn team. But let's take a look. I mean, maybe he's not here. Did we skip through the re-signing? I think we did. All right, 97 overall. I mean, I don't know if he's ever going to retire, dude. I'm just going to be real. He might never retire. Hey, they added a new wide receiver, Cameron, 75 overall, normal, 23-year-old. He's 6'3", though, so he does have some size. Definitely some potential there, but once again, disappointing that he's normal dev and 23. Some alignment as well. And Joe Jackson has moved on to the Raiders, which I genuinely don't understand because the Chargers have, like, so much money. It's unbelievable. Like, how much money do they have? Maybe it was an interest problem? They have 102 mil in cap space, and they decided just not to keep him. Oh, well, division rival time. And the Raiders do make the playoffs at 11-6. They took the division. The Chargers dropped down to 3-14. I don't know if he just knew something, but... he got out at the right time, it seems. Joe Jackson, number 1 in yards in the league. Still got to say, though, these weapons, they're lackluster. MVP, definitely not going to be... okay, so the league's quarterbacks might be needing an upgrade. Because he just won MVP with a terrible season like that, which puts him at the 4th MVP in his career, tying all of the guys that were ahead of him, I think. I mean, there's some pretty good seasons here. Maybe a lot of rushing yards. I actually don't know how the hell he's MVP. I really don't know, but I also want to see the league's quarterbacks real quick, if you don't mind. I'm curious. He's 38 now, and he's still like damn near 99. Yeah, I mean, these are base sliders. You can see there's a lot of guys in the 90s. So, yeah, I mean, you really don't need to change your sliders. Actually, you know what? We're really deep into this. Let's look across the board and see, make an informed decision if positions need upgrades. Like running back probably will need one. That's not bad either, though. This is like really realistic to real life as well. What about wide receiver? That's pretty close to real life. Maybe bump the wide receiver 10. Tight end, that's perfectly fine. Tackle, it's perfectly fine. Left guard's fine. Center's fine. Right guard's fine. Right tackle, maybe a little bump. So maybe tackles in general. Left end's fine. Right end's maybe needing a little bit of help. DT, I think, is fine. Middle linebacker, all that. I mean, these are all really good values to where you would want them in real life, just based on, like, you know, volatility of the position itself. You know, safety is one of those positions that, you know, fall off happens so easily. Beating the Chiefs, nice. Even with, you know, no Mahomes and whatnot, it's still the Chiefs scheme. And they're still winning. Okay, I mean, we need a Super Bowl. Super Bowl win number 2, I think, lost. Puts him top 3 all time. I think it puts him top 3 all time. But with only one, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it happens. That's kind of sucky, though. Another close call, but no damn Super Bowl. And I don't think we have to worry about retirement just yet. Because if he's 38 years old and he's in the high 90s, why would he retire now? Why didn't he retire before? You know? I think it is, at least for quarterback, ratings related. I think they will play until they actually suck. Something Brady could not relate to. Ooh, he is taking a hit now. 39 years old is really, he's been hit hard. He is now a 92 overall. Still unbelievably good, but yeah, he is definitely starting to feel the age. 12-5, leader of the division. We are not the bye week team yet. We did have a really good year. Let's take a look at Joe Jackson. Better season. If last year was MVP, why can't this year be? 5 MVPs. No. All the way down to 5. I don't know, dude. I genuinely don't understand. Did I miss a stat in there or something that I didn't see? Was it actually like 50 touchdowns instead of 30? I really don't get it. Either way, we win the first round. We're on to the divisional round. Taking on the Jaguars, and we lose. All right. Yeah, I don't think it's happening. I think he is going to retire a 1 Super Bowl, maybe 4 MVP quarterback, just like a certain guy we took one of the ratings from. Just in case he retires, here's Joe Jackson's updated stat line. Still right about the same, you know, passer rating. The touchdowns and yards have climbed quite a bit. Completion percentage right there. So still as efficient as ever. Just getting older. Just getting older. Wonder what that regression is going to look like, though. Maybe even straight up retires. Maybe even retires. Should have looked at his awards as well before we did anything further, but I think it's a bit too late for that. I think as of right now, it is retirement time no matter what. And here it is. I hope he didn't go, because I would love to see the awards. A bunch of Pro Bowls and 4 MVPs, but still. He's still here. He's an 89 overall, so he's obviously perfectly fine. He's nothing to worry about. Here's his overall career numbers. Not a single season. Oh, actually, it doesn't go back that far, does it? It should be 2025, and I can't see the numbers. But I don't think a single season under a 100 passer rating. That's pretty impressive. Awards, he had 10 Pro Bowl appearances. He had a league leader in passer rating. He had 4 MVPs, 2 Offensive Player of the Year award wins, and seemingly 3 Best Quarterback wins. Pretty good stuff award-wise. Always the playoffs. I mean, there's the seasons where Joe didn't make the playoffs, but for the most part, he's a playoff man. All these numbers look just like the one that he won. Oh, maybe it might be rushing numbers. Look like the ones that he had when he won MVP. It might have been a lot of rushing touchdowns, though. And he is not even on the list this time. Yeah, those rushing touchdowns that year must have been redonkulous. Number 9 for a quarterback. I mean, those look like the same numbers. It must have been crazy rushing numbers. Can't believe that he's the number 1 yards guy on the rushing unit, though. That's insanely sad. The Bills at 15-2. Would have loved to see him join the Bills. They seem to be doing work every time. But they lose. The Ravens now. Can he get back to a Super Bowl? I think he did. Oh, no way. It's against the Lions, though. No way it's against the Lions, though. This is crazy against the team that kind of gave him the most success against the Patriots he won a Super Bowl with. But was it it was the Patriots, right? It's so many seasons now. Let's see if he wins a second Super Bowl. That'd be so clutch. No! He loses to his former team. Oh, that sucks. That sucks, dude. And he played well. He really tried to carry, and he's been to like 3 or 4 Super Bowls and lost like almost all of them. That sucks. My brother is in shambles. He is a less successful LeBron. Basically, right? Basically. Which is not bad, by the way. You know, the hate he gets is... There's a lot of jealousy there, I'll be real. Oh, the end is near. 41-year-old Joe Jackson has dropped down to an 86 overall. Still very usable, though, but the speed obviously taking the hit. Still great. But yeah, he's not as good as he once was. Oh, wow, barely on the cusp of the playoffs. Although we got the division, so still barely making the playoffs. Number 2 for yards. Joe Jackson's being led down by a bad team, which begs the question of why are you still here then? Just leave. Just join a team that you'll win with. Yeah, number 7 MVP, maybe in the Pro Bowl, but nothing further than that. Let's take a look at what he can do in the playoffs. Any Super Bowls in sight? They do win. They're still winning games. I wish I could show the actual playoff record for him, though, all time, because he's definitely way better in the playoffs than not good, I suppose, and we lose. He's probably 2-1, right? I would say maybe somewhere around 26-13 or something in the playoffs. Something maybe even better than that. I don't know the exact number, but he's been really good. And also, we got to start being careful because, I mean, even right now, Joe could just be gone. Of course, we'd be able to see the yards and all that because he's probably on the all-time list, so we don't have to worry about that. But as far as like trying to pin down those awards, maybe might be a problem. Let's take a look if he's still around. Got to be by like 82 overall by now. He is 85. He's still pretty good. 42 years old, he's still going strong. This video is going to be 2 hours long. Sweet. A 42-year-old Joe Jackson has this as his supporting squad. The offensive line is really good, though. So you have a really good offensive line. You have a solid tight end and wide receiver 1. You might have yourself a decent offense. You know, having a goated O-line is just so strong. Like, you really don't need that great of weapons if you have one of the best offensive lines in the league. Time to throw. Somebody will get open. 9-8 versus the Chargers, who are also in the playoffs as a 9-8 team. The bar is really low in the AFC for some reason. Wow, Joe Jackson just had himself a crazy year. I think that might be enough to get him his 5th MVP. A lot of Super Bowl losses, but a 5th MVP? Nope, it's not. Gillespie's cooked. Damn, that seems sucky. That seems like a wasted opportunity. MVP at 42 years old would have been pretty sick. Wins a playoff game. Like I said, he's a 2-1. He's a 2-1 QB in the playoffs. Lose there, but definitely 2-1 minimum. Right, Joe Jackson, over 10,000 yard attempted passes. I guess he would have had that last year, but over 90,000 yards, 700 touchdowns, 73% completion percentage. Still holding strong with that 114 pass rating and beyond. Is there an NFL? Damn, he is higher than anyone by far. Obviously, all active. Impressive. Don't know how much the awards have really changed. You got an extra Pro Bowl. I wish the Offensive Player of the Weeks would just like kind of get out of the way, and I wish it would stack these up. Like, why are we showing like MVP into this and that? And like, is it the years? Does it maybe go by years? No, it's just random. Yeah, I don't know why they don't have that stacked up. That should be more neat, but good career, still going. Oh, damn, it's time. They've done it to him. They're like, you're too old. Get the hell out of the NFL. He's dropped down to, from X Factor, down to superstar, then to star. They said it's over. You're 43 years old. Why are you still here? And he's still an 81 overall. They still can't take him down. All right, so I'm guessing, at best, 2 more seasons. That seems to be the number. Back in the playoffs, 11-6. Once again, talking about Joe Jackson. Could be one of his last seasons. They said, you're going down a star, buddy. Definitely must be. I don't know. It's weird, though. Why would 43 years old be, like, the cutoff point? It's maybe in their, like, mind. It's like, okay, it's possible if you get the right quarterback and you've created the right build that somebody can maybe rival Brady, but we're not going to let them outplay Brady age-wise. I don't know, but Win the game. We at least always win one playoff game, and we win another one. If he wins a second Super Bowl, especially at 43, he's a top 3 all time. And it's irrelevant because he does not do this. Oh, we didn't get to look at Joe. It could be the time. He's still here. He's still here. What is his overall? I wonder if he went up in dev because he deserved to. He should be at least superstar dev. Let's take a look. I didn't even look at MVP. Oh, he's normal dev. They're like, no, it's still not quick enough. 44 years old, and he's still here, though. And I think it's Gillespie that's just kind of cooking the whole league now. This guy's just stealing everything. Yeah, I mean, there's no way you're beating MVP on that. That guy's good. He's making the league forget about Joe Jackson already. The real question, though, is Joe going to have a starting job here? I don't know. I'm not even sure if he's going to be a starting QB in the league. 87 over. The Raiders are actually starting to build a team here, too. Worst timing ever. Joe's about to go. Might already be gone. Could be one of those backups now. 44 years old, though. Playing at a high level the entire way. He's still the starting QB here. Seemingly, he's 78 overall backup, and he's only a 77 overall, but I don't know. What's the motivator tag? Award winner, bridge QB. I mean, if it says bridge, you would think that he wouldn't start. I'm not going to change anything, though, but I would like for him to play another season. He might get that Super Bowl. A second Super Bowl is needed. Oh, the Raiders are the #1 seed, but it's not Joe. No, he's about to Peyton Manning this thing. Even worse than Peyton. Sort of. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Because in history, people aren't going to be like, well, Peyton was a backup during that Super Bowl. He might as well have been. But, yeah, Peyton Manning's just getting dogged on. I'm just going to call it how it is. Raiders win. I mean, there's a chance. Raiders could win a Super Bowl here. That'd be crazy. Imagine. Joe gets the Super Bowl as a backup. And they do win. So Joe Jackson is a 2-time Super Bowl champion, but he retired. No shot. He's gone. Oh, no. I seen it too. It's like, I want my family to know I love them. 23 years. That is a long-ass career, though. It's time. I'll miss the game, but I want to spend more time with my family. Joe Jackson submits his retirement papers. Wow. Okay, so we're not going to see... Well, he wouldn't have had any more Pro Bowls anyways, but we should be able to see career stats. No, that's the wrong one. We want to look at the record book. Where was he in a career? So he is all-time. All-time. Like, he is the most touchdowns and yards all-time. If he was able to start this year and then play one more, he would have reached 100,000 yards passing. That would have been insane. Most rushing touchdowns all-time goes to a different Cowboys running back, which we actually use the real-life class with. 200 touchdowns on the nose. That's really cool. St. Brown, 208 yards, or 208 touchdowns. Aiden Hutchinson, who retired a Colt, 245. And there's not really much to see here. What about rookie season? It was not actually our guy either. In a game, no. Season, no. All right. I mean, that's pretty much it. Joe Jackson retires, I would argue, in the top 5 all time because he has the #1 yard. Nah, top 3. Top 3, I'd say. #1 yards, #1 touchdowns, never to be beaten, probably #1 passer rating, 4 MVPs, and a multiple that he could have won. It was just someone slightly better, so it's not like, you know, he wasn't good enough. There was someone else that was slightly better. 2 Super Bowls. 2 Super Bowls, 4 MVPs, and #1 in yards and touchdowns. It's got to be top 3. It's got to be top 3. And also the rushing stuff. So over 100,000 yards in his career total. Like 850 total touchdowns. What about, does this show? I don't think it shows #1 rushing yards by a QB. That's the problem. Yeah, that kind of sucks. It doesn't show that. But yeah, there is the career of Joe Jackson, the most talented quarterback of all time. Once again, if you guys want to see another one of these, but maybe for a different position, like running back to wide receiver, fullback, tight end, O-line? I don't know if that would make any sense. D-line, DT, linebacker, corner, safety, kicker, punter. Let me know in the comment section below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate your support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PK Plays, and I'm Madden content, where we've been playing the Black Ops 6 campaign. I think part 4 is up over there, so maybe check it out. We'll have a Patriots franchise video later today, and maybe a rebuild tomorrow, if not Monday. Anyways, appreciate you guys a ton, and hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya! And once again, shout out to the members of the channel. If you guys want to join as a member, all the details will be in the option if you click the join button next to the subscribe button. And yeah, once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the members, and see ya.